like you've been through it. Yeah. So it's like you wouldn't be able to tell me this stuff unless you've experienced it. You know how you growing up, how you know, gang culture, all this stuff. You've had to have been able to master this, otherwise you wouldn't be where you are right now. You wouldn't be in a peaceful environment with yourself. You wouldn't be as calm, cool, and collective. For me, it's like the same thing. Like if I decided to do everything off my pride and my ego, like I would be. Yeah. Could you imagine, bro?
Destruction.
Dude, it'd be like nothing. Like I wouldn't be able to grow. I'd be dealing with court cases and domestic abuse and violence, and I wouldn't have anything. My time would be taken up by other things.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to be able to show control. If you can't show control, then you have to remove yourself from a situation.
Exactly.
So that's why I left Venice.
See, exactly. See, you put the nail on the head, man. That's why I try to, tell like younger people I meet, because I was able to do a graduation, like a speaker at graduation for
That's
8th
cool.
graders. Yeah, because of inner city. Because I told my friend was a principal, and I told her I wanted to work more with inner city kids, and so I was able to be the speaker at the graduation. It was really cool, man, and talk to them because they were inner city, right at
That's very cool.
charter school.
Yeah.
So I was able to.
Is that
talk
like continuation school?
No, just a charter. No, it's an inner city school where they kind of privatized a little bit, but not totally private school. It's still a public school.
Yeah, because I think like for me, don't interrupt. I had a continuation school because expelled from high school. Continuation school was the second thing.
Washington had that too.
Yeah, and then you became an adult and you went to charter school. Like, but it was like a little closed off.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call charter. But anyway,
now they're different. The charter school
words
it's
always,
words
always changing.
Supposed to be better, get a better education there, better programs.
Oh, okay.
Less. Fewer kids in the classroom.
Yeah. More attention to each kid.
So the kids have a better opportunity.
Tell me about it. So you got to.
No, it's kind of what you're saying. I was able to give them a different perspective because I had experienced a lot of things in inner city growing up. Violence and participating in violence and people trying to be violent towards me. Just the experience of it.
Yeah, see, that's the depth of you that, like, I know you have because how you carry yourself, but, like, to me, that's the more interesting part in the, not, per se, just that, but I think it's motivational, and I think that part is your character. I think that's what helped build you into who you are. I think that's the most important part of a person. For me, my most important part of was how I was raised. So I find it very important, the structure of like, what you came to be, how you came to be, dealing with all that stuff, being able to maintain yourself as a very unique attribute. A lot of people don't have because they don't have to grow up and deal with a lot of things like that. So, maintaining your or at least knowing how to structure it or manipulate it to where you can be okay and deal with your attitude or your emotions is just as big as the win of just being as reserved, I think.
Yeah.
So, so like I said, I think it's a very, very remarkable attribute because I know like you've been through some things, I know you have. And, I find it very admirable also. And I look up to you because like you've told me like, some things, personal things that, like I said, I keep between us, that has helped me out a lot in my life. You know what I mean? I know you couldn't have been through those things unless you or even, be able to like talk to me about those things because, you went through the same experiences.
Yeah.
So, I find it very, very valuable, and I think a lot of youngsters do too. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think it's important, man, because, because I think that having some street smarts is valuable.
Dude, you're talking about alpha male. You almost have to have that to be an alpha male. Yeah. Like it's part of being an alpha male. Like I don't think rich kids, they might like get in little fights and stuff, but I don't think they form that grit. Yeah. I think you almost have to be from a very violent background to be an alpha.
You need some grit for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but then you have to know how to
manage it.
Manage it. Yeah. So you're not all over the place. But you need some grit, man, because the bottom line is, no matter how much wealth you have or don't have, you're gonna be tested in different ways. Because that's a part of life. You know what I mean? And some people who grew up and they were never really tested because everything was kind of just, they fall apart.
Yeah, under pressure.
Yeah,
go crazy.
Yeah,
take drugs, all that stuff. I was talking about the other day where, it might sound like I'm hating, but I swear I'm not because I almost wish I was put in this position to where, you know, a rich person will show their kid every avenue of how to make money and implement them with the right contacts and right sources, which are kind of already grooming them into being a successful person, an individual, right? Someone like you and I, who had to come from very harsh places, we only have so many resources we have to be able to pull from. I say this all the time, it's very hard, and coming from where I'm from, you're from, we only have so many resources to pull from, and what we're going to go for is what we're going to go for. Because what we like is what we like, and what we need is what we need, and what we feel is important is what's going to be important. What we're told is important as well, you know.
Right.
In the hood, we're told something else is important. We're told respect is more important than anything else.
Respect.
Ego. You know, your pride is the main thing that'll cost you relationships. It'll cost you, you know, your love, your family, your fortune. It'll cost you everything. Pride will cost you everything if you don't know how to put it down, and you also know how to. And your pride isn't necessarily just like not backing down. Like that's a whole other thing. When you say not backing down, it's like knowing what's worth fighting for.
Exactly.
Pick your battles, you know, and that can really destroy someone if you don't know how to. Like certain things aren't worth it, you know. And everybody's information, like dude, like you get a fool's information, you're gonna get fool's results, you know. I mean, even if you get $1 million. And you know, you fill a trash can up with $1 million. Guess what? It's still a trash can.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, so I mean, all this perspective and everything else. So if you don't know how to, you know, take it, like where you're from and I'm from, and it's hard to do. Like I tell a lot of people, it's an anomaly to come out of that. It's hard to come out of that situation. It's very hard. So, and to be able to pull your resources together, that's like being a multi-millionaire coming from where we came from.
Yeah.
Because it's like our amount of time. And our battles were a lot different than someone who's been guided into everything with the meal.
And prepared and set up for success.
Yeah, because now you have all those resources that someone came along and built and already connected for you.
Yeah.
Now you can go ahead and get ahead of the deals. Now you have money in your bank account. Now you know where to place your money. Now you know where to put things. Now you know how to structure things. And you haven't been exposed to violence. You haven't exposed to hardships. You haven't been exposed to not being able to eat your next meal. You haven't dealt with any of that stuff. You know, you haven't had to worry about not paying the bills, not having electricity on at night. You haven't had to go through that. And not only that, on top of that, what's even worse, not knowing where to go to get, you know, things taken care of so you can move forward to the next level. They don't teach you that. They don't even teach you about business in school.
I know.
Nothing. None of it.
They never teach you about finance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and I was telling my kids, because I was blessed enough to put all my kids through one of the top private schools, right?
That's awesome, bro.
And I said, it's funny, you had this great education, which is great. Taught them definitely how to be resourceful. Like,
You have to be.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
coming from your background, that's,
you know,
it's good, right?
it's a blessing, right? And then for them to be in, like, they all got accepted to the colleges they wanted to go to. They didn't have to settle.
Right.
They're like, my son's like, I want to go to Syracuse, right? Mm-hmm. And he got accepted into like a bunch of like top universities. He said, I'm gonna wait, Dad, and see. And he goes, I got it, Syracuse.
There it is.
Then my daughter's like, I want to go to USF. She got accepted to. I'm like, USF? Yeah, that's just where I want to go. She got it. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah. Then my other daughter had wanted to go to Pace. She got into Pace, New York. It was like they prepare them for this stuff, right? Like you prepare, and then now they're there. They're like, and I said, is it true what they say that this school prepares you for college, so college seems easy? I asked them, and they all said yes, because they prepare you so well for the next step. Once they got to college, they're like, it's not even hard. I'm like, really? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, so it's true? They're like, yeah, it's true, Dad. You know, but it's like, so I talked to them about stocks and investments. Mm-hmm. No one talked to me about it, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I
that's
told
a
them
resource
once.
You're actually able to, you know, you've grabbed. You've given your kids a shortcut. So you've cutting off time.
Yes.
That you've been able to obtain yourself. You know, that's
don't just work to pay bills.
Yeah, no. You're cutting off time and saving them time to implement a better future for themselves and their family.
Yeah.
And you can keep growing, you can keep compiling, you can keep stacking on that as long as it's passed down.
Yeah.
Right? So you can keep saving time as you generate. So, you know, someone like us, I mean, I don't know how bad and harsh yours was, but someone like me, I grit, grime, food stamps, just, I won't even tell you. Like, it was just, you know, pretty standard hood stuff. To be able to come from that, you know, and to make something of yourself is huge.
Yeah.
That's almost better than being a billionaire son and making $1 billion. It's just as hard.
Yeah.
It might even be harder because you're not, getting those things.
No, you have to go and find a way to do it.
Right.
And it's character.
Right.
Because people are going to have to want to be around you. They're going to have to want to do business with you. Because I have a friend who's very wealthy. He told me, he goes, I don't care how much money someone has. If we're going to do business together, I have to feel like I want to be around this person or I won't do the deal.
Right.
And I always remember him telling me that. But this is a man of character also, right? And he told me something. Because I like to absorb information. So I'll put things in, okay, all right. Yeah. And he said, he goes, if I do a deal with someone and if I win and they don't win, it's not a good deal. Right. But if they win and I don't win, it's not a good deal. But if we both win, then it's a good deal. So it showed me his character.
Right.
Because it's not just about him winning. I'm like, it's a good character. Yeah. And I think that's right. Yeah. So I try to live my life that way. Because I say, if I eat, I want you to eat. Right. If we do something together, I don't want to get full and I'm looking at my guy starving. Right. Let's eat together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'll have less because you're eating too. But hey, man, we eating together. Right. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Some people, I see it at times, they just want to eat and get full. Yeah. And they don't want to give out information. Oh no, if I give them information, then it might take away from me.
It's just another form of hating, bro. It's all it is. Being able to see you tomorrow, the next day, is a blessing to be able to do that. Because like I said, especially the mentality where we grew up in, we only see that part. We're trained to only see today because we get trained because the next meal, got to eat, barely got to pay the bills. I got to pay this. I got to do this. So, not that it's always their fault, but it's like we're trained from that very moment to only go by day, by day, by day, by day, by day. And that's also it's a habit. It's habit forming.
Yeah.
And so then now you go out into the world
with the same habit.
Mentality. Okay, even if you did have the resources at that point, you're already ruined. So now how hard is it going to be able to break that habit? So, you have to have money for a while, start making money for a while to be able to break that habit. And that's something that happens a lot, And, there's all the people that are, have greed and just pocket and penny pinch and things like that. There's those people as well. But I'm just saying it's habit forming, being able to get out of the, those bad environments because you are worried about today.
Well, some people also, they feel this guy said something, is a motivational speaker I like, Les Brown is his name, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, some people rather live in a known hell than find an unknown heaven. It's like they're in a place they don't like, but they know it, so they'll stay because they don't know what's out here.
Might be worse, might be better.
That's what I'm saying. But go see. I tell the kids, go see what's out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Leave your neighborhood and go see what's out there. Yeah. Don't be afraid, but because they get so stuck in a ratio of blocks. Right. And in the neighborhood, every area is known as a different gang area. It's like, I'm in the, where you live? Oh, I live in the Rolling 60s neighborhood. Mm. Where is that located though? What's the street? Right. Oh, my friend lives in the 8-Tray gangster neighborhood. It's like that mentality. Yeah. It's like, no, this 83rd. Yeah. It's 83rd in Normandy. Oh, you live off of 65th and Western. That's where you live. But everything is a gang neighborhood, and they box themselves in. Yeah. The Big Daddy